everyone, welcome to the Takarazuka fan podcast. In this English language podcast, we will be talking about various Takarazuka related things from show reviews to troops and stars. You can find us at kcm.net/Takarazuka podcast. That is CAITHION.net/Takarazuka podcast. I looked at the first episode and I saw that lots of people left us comments. Thank you very much for everyone who took the time to let us know what you thought. We always welcome commentaries and suggestions, so please feel free to hit us up. On today's episode, we will be talking about Soragumi's upcoming Shakespeare Hot Ice show. We want to do a show about Soragumi itself later on, so today we will only be focusing on this upcoming show. But to start with, I would like to ask everyone to talk about the things about Takarazuka that have made him happy in the last 2 weeks. Jen, you sounded like you had a few things in mind. Could you start?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing that I am very excited about is a couple of days ago they announced that we're going to have a DVD release of Dragon Nights, which is Ryu Masaki's concert. So it's been a couple months since the concert, and usually they announce these right away. So for a while I thought we weren't going to have a DVD release, so I'm very happy about that. What was my other thing? Oh, yes. So a couple of days ago, like around December 4th or 5th, one of the 87ths, and when we say 87ths, we mean the 87th class to graduate from Takaras Music School. One of them got married. We don't know which one. It's been very mysterious. But all of the classmates who went to the wedding have been posting pictures on Instagram and Tumblr and in their blogs. So it's been fun to see all the OGs, or the old girls, who've left the review and see how they're doing right now. So I was very happy to see all these happy group pictures.
Yeah, it's always great to see when they're still interacting with each other after they left the review, right? To see them going to their former classmates' weddings or just meeting up.
Yeah, and I was really excited because I saw a lot of Moon Troop girls that's kind of my troop. And, Ozuki Toma was there too. So that makes it interesting if you want to speculate who it was.
Which we always do.
Yeah.
So now we can just look at all the pictures, and the one person who is not in them has to be the person who got married.
Exactly. Or somebody they don't like, I guess. Oops. But I'll put links up to the photos too.
Okay, yes, please. That would be great. So Lisa, what are your happy things?
It was actually quite hard to find something that made me happy recently, but I managed to. And this time it's the fact that, aside from Koike Shoichiro sensei, they also listed Koyanagi Nao sensei as a director for the upcoming Elizabeth. And I think that is the first time that we have a second director working with Koike sensei on it.
Yeah, it's not very common, is it? But Koike sensei is doing so much stuff next year. He has Rurouni Kenshin, I think the Toho productions of Elizabeth and Ichinana Hachikyu, and the Soragumi Elizabeth pretty much in the same months, so he's going to need the help, I think.
Sometimes I wonder how much he really directs, though. You know, like, is he just the nominal director, or is he really hands-on?
I think we might be able to get a guess at this, depending on how many changes we might see to the direction this time.
So, well, at least in the Takarazuka stuff, you can see him or hear him in the rehearsal footage, so I do think it seems to be pretty hands-on, and I think them actually putting a second director listed in the show probably shows that they're actually splitting more of the workload this time.
That makes sense. You see that a lot of the directors who've been there a long time, when they get older, that's what starts to happen. They start getting second directors in.
I think it's also a good way of getting the younger directors involved into the bigger projects, instead of letting them tackle them all on their own, and then potentially be blamed if it doesn't work out the way it should.
I think what makes me happy about hearing about Koyanagi-sensei getting this job is that lately you see her and other female directors getting a lot of more attention as well. And after reading Ueda Keiko-sensei's book about how difficult it was to become a female director in Takarazuka back in the day, it makes me really happy to see that lately there seems to be changing, or at least they're getting more work, more exposure.
Absolutely. You see a lot of young assistants are female now, so I'm hoping in a few years we'll get more female directors.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess that my happy things. For starters, the announcement yesterday that Sagi Sena and Saki Himiyo are going to get a Roman holiday for one of their shows next year.
Yes!
Collective, yay!
Which, by the sound of it, I'm not the only one who's excited about.
I think everyone is excited about it.
Yeah, I think it would really fit their style. Sagiri is usually really good with comedy, and it would be interesting to see what they make of it.
Yeah, I really want to see the Takaras version.
Yeah. And another happy thing happened a half an hour ago when my December issues of Takarazuka Graphic Kageki magazines arrived. So up until we started, I was having a mini squee by myself.
Mr. Postman, thank you for your impeccable timing.
Sorry, Dan, what did you say?
Oh, any good articles?
Yeah, there's a bunch of Soragumi articles, actually. About Melancholic Gigolo and Sakuragi Minato's Boho lead and all that year-end stuff. So looking back at the year from the top stars. And they had a special in Kageki about the Takarazuka special with all the top stars and Ibantes talking about their experiences with the Takarazuka special. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
December issue's fun.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're ready to start talking about Soragumi more directly now. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Shakespeare Hot Eye show. I know Jen said that she hasn't seen the press conference footage yet, but have you, Lisa, any thoughts about the press conference footage?
I am very sorry, but I'm still very, very amused at the song title, Will in the World. Because I am absolutely picturing a chibi-fied version of Asaka Manato's William going out with a butterfly net to chase those words in the sky. And it is so adorable. If I was artistically inclined, I would be drawing that about right now.
So the poster has a lot to do with the show, then.
Yes, it does. It from what I read about Ikuta Sensei's, the director's commentary, it seems to be this idea of William Shakespeare and his relationship to words, and because it's not a person we know that much about. So this is his interpretation of one version of what William Shakespeare's story could be, and it starts right at the beginning of him forming his theater group and stuff like that.
Because they're talking about this dark lady in the summary, so it's like, that's not Anne Hathaway, is it?
I am so disappointed they're going for the dark lady and not for the young man he wrote a ton of sonnets for.
The dark lady is rumored to be the role, Emilia, I think it's her name, the role that, who is playing her again? It was Hoshikaze Madoka, I think is playing her.
Yes, Hoshikaze Madoka is playing Emilia Bassano.
Yes, that's the rumor. The person people think is a dark lady, but no one knows for sure who it is. So.
Well, because I noticed Aizuki Hikaru's role is the Earl of Southampton, who's like supposed to be the guy that those sonnets are written about.
Yeah.
I doubt that it'll be in the show, though.
It would be fun if it would be.
But I have a feeling it won't be, sadly.
I just have this mental image of Anne Hathaway finding the sonnets and going, "Hey, Will, who's this guy?"
Oops.
Darling, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think for me, one thing that I thought was really interesting or funny is in the beginning of the press conference that Will is starting to write, and he seemed not to know what he's doing. and then halfway comes up to him and goes, "Well, go on, go for it. And he, all dramatically, "But I have no actors who will play this out for me." And then tells him, "Well, I'll become an actor." And Will turns to her, "But you're a woman. Women are not actors. Men are actors." And I thought the irony of a female actress who plays men saying that was beautiful. Looking at the casting for the show, we mentioned Aizuki Hikaru playing the supposed man Will had special interest in. We have Emilia Bassano as well, the supposed Dark Lady. But another thing that I thought interesting was that they cast Musume Yaku to play one of the actors from the Lord Chamberlain's company. They had Zunya Shitose, who used to be an otokoyaku, playing that role, which is not that common, I guess, for Musume Yaku to play otokoyaku like this.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Does Junya still qualify as Musume Yaku, or has she moved on to Onna Yaku already because she's that awesome?
Well, she is that awesome.
But I mean, even the Senka who do that started out as otokoyaku, so this is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that actor played mainly female roles.
I did some research and I couldn't find anything that said that. So he was one of the people who, like, if I remember correctly, one of the people who got credited with starting Shakespeare's folio.
Yes, he's one of the two people who released the first folio edition, and I think he was also a partner, as in the founding of the troupe and one of the main sponsors.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But there doesn't seem to be anything about him playing women, so it does seem like it's really an otokoyaku role.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe she decided she wanted to go back.
Well, it'll be interesting because I don't think she's sang as an otokoyaku in a really long time, and I know I love her voice as a Musume Yaku, so I'm really curious how she's going to do that.
Yeah.
And of course we have our beloved Kumicho, the oldest actress in the troupe, Kotobuki Tsukasa-san, playing Nakazu Suzuho's father.
I hope we will get a lot of ad-libbing up from her again.
Yes, and facial hair. She has to have matching facial hair with Makazu Suzuho.
It is really unfair that this facial hair looks this good on Makaze Suzuho too. I mean...
Yeah, I may never forgive her for that.
I had a friend who really liked her, and back in like 2008, before she had a real club, before they have clubs, Irimachi and Demachi, when the fans wait, it's a lot more informal. And so we were waiting with 2 or 3 of her fans, and because my friend was foreign, when she came, her club supporters, or not club, her supporters were like, "Oh, you've got to shake her hand. You've got to shake her hand." And of course, me and my friend were mortified because we knew that wasn't the thing to do. But she was a good trooper. Makaze Suzuho was like, "Okay." And she shook my friend's hand. Like, oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's always a bit weird being a foreign fan, especially when you like someone who's not as popular at or doesn't have a fan club. You always stand out.
Yeah.
You're the one thing that is not like the others.
Okay, and about Hot Eyes, starting with the name. What did you think when you saw that name?
I died when I read the summary. They're like, "Oh, it's all about Asako Manato's eyes." I was like, okay. Well, she does have very, I don't want to say startling. She's got very, what word am I looking for? Large. I was trying to be nice.
Huge.
She's got big eyes.
I think she's
memorable.
I think she's aware of that
memorable
herself, though, because they were talking about the title of the show in the cafe break, and she was laughing. The moment she said the word "hot eyes," she was already starting to laugh. So I think she's aware of it, that it might be unintentionally funny.
Yeah, I think Fuji Sensei also mentioned in the press conference something along the lines of her having lots of attributes, lots of things that are amazing, but at first impression, like the most impressionable thing are her eyes, like those huge eyes. And Asaka went, well, I've always been told that I have big eyes since I was a child, but I never thought that it would like become the theme of a show.
It's such a Fuji Sensei title, though, isn't it? Hot eyes.
With like 2 exclamation marks at the end, so you know it's Fuji Sensei.
Yeah.
It's Origami Dead. Technically, historically, I don't know. They have to do outrageous costumes.
They do.
That's
some
true
of the
for
most,
everybody, though.
No, but some of the most outrageous show themes or costumes I have ever seen have been Soragumi. Probably mostly during Yamato Yuga's reign, but still.
I think that was Yamato
That's
Yuga's
just
fault.
tiny.
I mean, didn't they have her come out of an egg once?
Yeah, that was Sora Fantasista, I think. That it starts with her being born out of an egg. It was weird.
Oh, isn't this also the first show since 30 years that will be using the Grand Staircase for the whole review?
Yeah, it is. Which seems to be the whole selling point of it. Besides Asaka Manato's huge eyes.
And isn't, funnily enough, the only person of the top trio who's not scared of hates Misaki Rion?
Yes.
All those poor things.
All the reports that I read mentioned that Asaka Manato was like, I'm afraid of heights, but I'll be okay. And Misaki Rion said, I love heights, I'll be fine. And then Makazu Suzuho, yeah, I'll try not to fall.
Well, it's always really interesting when you see the rehearsal footage and they're going up and down the staircase, but it's not really, it's just taped out on the floor. That's gotta be hard to rehearse a whole review like that.
Yeah, because they only get dress rehearsal in the last week or so, right?
Right. Stage time is at a maximum.
So they basically will get to run up and down stairs for a whole week around Christmas time?
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's a Christmas plan.
With the big Christmas tree in the foyer. It'll be nice.
I must look really nice right now, yeah. Okay, yes, and really looking forward because I think for choreography it's going to be really interesting to work with this staircase all the time. You have to do something with it. There's no point in having the staircase if you don't use it in some way.
I think Soragumi is also quite good in from a dancing point of view right now. Because Asaka Manato herself is quite a good dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know who the choreographers are yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think it has been announced.
No, I can't recall having seen it yet, no.
It's interesting, though, because some directors tend to work with certain choreographers and composers, so...
Mm-hmm.
We could go to the ever-handy Takawiki and see if Daisuke Sensei does have a favorite choreographer.
Yeah, I don't recall him working with someone a lot, but he's done so many shows lately that it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that'll be everybody's research homework. All you listeners. the dance choreographers will be.
How many times do you think they will fall off the stairs during the run?
Oh, no.
Oh my god, no! But we could do a contest like that. The first person to guess the right choreographer wins something.
A round of applause.
Yes, I'm afraid that's all we have to offer.
As the person who's better prepared than all the people talking in the podcast.
Well, that should be enough to motivate anyone. I think that the main problem is that if you're not actually hurt in any way, if you can stand up and continue, you're trained to stand up and continue, and it's really hard to do that after a fall that might be really high or that might have scared you a lot.
Yeah. They used to have a lot more people fall into the orchestra pit, but then they lit the Silver Bridge a lot better, so hopefully they'll do something similar for the stairs.
To be fair, they have at least one person who has been trained in Mizunatsuki's clumsiness, so maybe she can share her tips on surviving that.
Oh yeah, so Kurama is on there. She can help them.
She
how not to fall.
She survived Mizunatsuki's whole top star run. She should be fine.
Yeah, it does seem that lately a lot of people have been getting injured or falling ill. At least I've been seeing a lot of announcements of people not being able to participate in certain parts of shows or whole shows. So that is a bit worrisome, especially if it happens right before they start.
Yeah. I think part of it is the review is getting better about announcing it. Mm-hmm. Like, they used to not even bother to announce those kinds of things. But I think after when the bird flu was going around, or not the bird flu, swine flu, like, suddenly everybody was dropping with the flu, so they had to start announcing.
Yeah, on one hand it's good that they announce it, but on the other, the fan mom inside me always goes, "Are you okay? What happened? Please take care of yourself."
Yeah. Well, I remember when one of the lights or something fell on Shibuki June, and she was out for a week. The announcement was like, "Oh yeah, she's got a cold." You know, like, they don't tell you what's really happening.
What was that about the Sky Stage gods? Maybe we could ask them if they also keep people safe.
Yeah.
On staircases.
I don't think it works that way.
It's worth a try.
So is that little pig the Sky Stage god? I'm just curious.
Maybe.
It might be.
He's a cute little icon.
Might be, yeah.
We could try, make him a sacrifice and see what happens.
What kind of sacrifice?
I am not sure yet.
Well, I do like it, like they did with the Shakespeare press conference, that they're starting to put more things on the official YouTube channel. Because, especially for performances, if you live overseas and you're planning to go to Japan later on, you might want to see a show, but you're not sure what the show is about or what to expect. And at least having this press conference gives you an idea of what's ahead.
Yeah. I'm just excited they have an official channel.
Yes.
I was also really excited that during the survey that they did, they were asking the foreigners where they got the tickets. Mm-hmm. As in, they're actually interested in how to sell tickets to us now.
Yes. Please sell us tickets. We want to give you money.
Just give us the option to give you money.
No, but it's great to have a bit easier access from over here, because otherwise you're just waiting for your DVD if you don't have the chance to go to Japan, and that can get a bit depressing sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to worry about not even getting a DVD.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy for Jen that at least Dragon Knight is getting released.
Yes. That's always really good. So I guess that's all for today. Anyone have any closing thoughts or things they want to share, especially about Shakespeare and Asaka Manato's hot eyes?
Well, not about the hot eyes, but about Roman Holiday. Do you think they're going to have a little scooter or a motorcycle?
They have to.
They absolutely have to.
I'm excited.
I mean, they had Yamato Yuga come in on a bicycle for Paradise Prince. A little scooter is no different.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of Misaki Rian's and Asaka Manato's chemistry, because right now, for me, they are the top combi who does have the best chemistry together. Mm-hmm. They just seem so insanely comfortable around each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be interesting also to see how the characters work together, because Anne Hathaway is like almost 10 years older than Shakespeare. So there's a fairly large age gap between there, and I'm interested to see how they're going to play their relationship. Is she just going to be like a muse, or is she going to be more actively involved in his work?
I actually have hopes that she might be a bit more active, because Misaki Rion has been getting quite lucky with her lead roles since she became Asaka Manato's partner. Mm-hmm. We didn't get any of this overly passive, sugary thing yet, and she actually gets to do something. I was dumbfounded when she actually managed to get Aida. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to keep hoping that it will continue that way.
Yeah, especially after with Oki Kaname, they got lots of shows where she couldn't play the romantic partner or had to play a smaller Musume Yaku role. So it's good to see her getting
Yes.
the lead Musume Yaku role.
Compared to barely being on stage during her own debut show, yes.
Okay, then I think this is all for today. Thank you very much for everyone who listened. Please feel free to leave your comments and feedback and suggestions. We're always happy to hear from you. And thank you for everyone who participated today. Until next time.
Thank you.
Caroline, before we sign off, you will not
Yeah?
get a free day anymore. You will always have to do our introduction from now on.
Thank you.